got, know what I want. Boy, don't get me wrong. Sure, we're having fun.
Hello, everyone. We're back and we do not plan on leaving. It is the Clutch and Chill podcast here with new topics, new discussions, more to talk about. So let's get into it. I'm Lavelle Lycan.
Hey, what's good, y'all? It's Jaheim.
It's your boy Double A, Anthony X Anthony, y'all. We in the building. What's up?
Long time no see.
Yes, everybody was turning up in Atlanta. So how was it?
My Atlanta trip was very nice, very therapeutic. I got to meet Lavelle for the first time and his husband.
So let's talk about that experience real quick. What was that moment like for you? Everybody don't get to meet the wolf in these streets. How was it?
Nah, it was cool. It was a very therapeutic experience. I felt like I known them for my whole damn life, and I only just met them that damn day. But it was a cool experience. I think we gained positivity and trust. I can't wait to move down there. You know what I'm saying?
For my first time meeting Lavelle, it was very educational and very professional. Like it was one of those moments where it's like you're coming for business, but not knowing what you're actually going to get like in the long term. So I would definitely say what started as a business turned into like a lifelong friendship. For anybody that's in the Atlanta area, that need their shots taken, your face
shots
beat.
taken. Y'all not gonna be sending these random folks to my address trying to meet and greet. This ain't the Lavelle Wonderland.
This ain't the Lavelle Wonderland.
This ain't Six Flags.
Lord have mercy.
And if it is, drop a payment off at the mailbox, okay?
Okay. You must have this amount of funds to access Lavelle Lycan. Okay, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get into this topic this evening, or this afternoon, rather. We're going to be discussing zodiacs out there. And before we dive into that topic, we're going to go around this conversation, or this call, rather. Just each one of you guys just drop your zodiac and just tell us a little bit about it.
I'm a Leo. We are headstrong. We are very determined in our own rights when it comes to things. Very creative, very passionate about what we want. I'll say that. I'll keep it at that.
Well,
all day.
I'm in Aries. Strong-minded people, also controlling in ways sometimes. Positive attitude. I think we got a good damn heart. And leadership in a way. So yeah, I would say that would be it for an Aries. We ain't boring, I can tell you that. Oh, and we outspoken. So just want to let y'all know that,
Well, okay. Well, for the outspoken Aries in the group, I would definitely say for me, I am a Scorpio. We are, we are like very, very. I want to say the term romantic. I definitely think when it comes to love, we are probably one of the most romantic zodiacs, next to a Pisces. I would say we are romantic people. We can be a little bit selfish sometimes. We tend to get the phrase overthinkers a lot. Sometimes we over-exaggerate just a little bit. But I think the common word that sums up a Scorpio is misunderstood. And not to play victim, but I really do feel like as a Scorpio, we really get that phrase a lot because a lot of things that we do is often misunderstood. So you got a Scorpio, you got an Aries, and you got a strong Leo. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kick it off. What was that? I'm sorry.
I said, what you trying to say? We got a weak Aries? You said we got a strong Leo. We can't get a strong Aries also?
No, I'm sorry. There is no shade thrown there, but for those who don't really know too much about the Leos, they have what they call Leo pride. Okay. Yes, they are very, very strong-minded individuals. And I'm not Aries, like you said, you guys are very outspoken. So that just says enough right there. But a Leo, yes, they are very, very strong-minded individuals. And that's that Leo pride. I don't think there's not one Leo out there that would disagree with me. So my first question to you guys and to the listeners out there, do you guys believe that zodiacs are the matchmakers of 2020?
I would say yes, but then no. Because you got some people that live by their zodiac, but then you got some people that don't live by their zodiac. So it's like, I feel like that's kind of a tricky question, but it's like, yes, because I live by the little zodiac thing. I think that once I see a Gemini, oh no, I got to turn away. And once I see a Scorpio, it's like, but you, So it's like a yes and a no for me.
Okay. See, and that's why I thought that was like such a great question. I really would love to see what everyone's answers are in the comments below. For me, I definitely would say that not only for 2020, but I think it's always just been a part of time. Like zodiacs are always just that one little nugget that's always been like a contributing factor to do I want to date this person? Because again, we've all gone through different, people in our lives, different zodiacs, and we often will remember the ones that were the worst. For some odd reason, we always just keep that in the back of our mind, like, okay, yeah, do I really want to go with another tourist? I don't care how good he looks or how good she looks, but they are just too cocky or they're just hot headed, yeah, I'm just gonna pass you up. And then I think sometimes that gets in the way of matchmaking. Like we can see somebody that we think is just perfect for us, but when we get just that one little nugget of, okay, well, they're this zodiac or they're abusive or they just have that one trait, we shut off. So me personally, I do want to say that it does play a huge role in matchmaking for 2020, especially today, because you see it a lot more common than anything, especially on social media. Like, oh, well, I'm this, I'm that, and I think it definitely plays a huge role.
Some of us believe in the zodiac signs and take it, to heart. Others feel like, oh, I'm dating this sign and I already dealt with that. You can literally date the same sign right behind each other. You can go and date a Sag and go back and date another Sag, and there will still be two different Sags. So I need people to think that, like, when you're dating, yeah, we take that in mind, but try not to dwell on your past. That's like the real role of that all. Don't bring your past into your future.
Right. And it's very cliche because that's something we hear all the time, just let the past be the past. But sometimes it takes maturity and just like self-worth and just really being validated in yourself, knowing that, okay, hey, this was my past. I know how to let it go. But again, a lot of us, I want to say about 80-20 out there believes that, zodiacs primarily are matchmakers.
Right.
That would be my estimated guess, about 80-20, because it's very rare that you have those people that are just like, oh, well, yeah, I've dated a Aries before, and he's not like the other one, so I'm gonna date a new one, and they're okay with that. But then I'm saying a good 80% of today's population, I'm like, I don't F with Geminis. That's just what it is, period. There are like a whole bunch of people like that. So I would definitely say I do agree with all of you guys' opinions on that. So what signs are the most predictable and why? What signs do you guys feel are most predictable?
Sign that is most predictable, I'll say, is, Leo. And the only other sign I could say is Aries, because that's my husband. Those are like the two I can say are the most predictable. And what I mean by that is, like, I guess by me being a Leo, I can tell another Leo, because like you kind of have that. Leos get along so well. Most other signs don't really get well with the other sign, because like, okay, you do too much, da-da-da. But we Leos have that lion pack, so we get along very well when it comes to that. And it's almost like your family. It's almost like family coming in the door. It's like, oh yes, we get it. Like everybody headstrong, everybody got their own opinion. So I feel like if a Leo walks through, I could definitely see a Leo.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. Yeah, I would definitely say with an Aries and a Leo. Because Leos, a lot of them, they tend to be very self-centered. You can tell a Leo when they are very I, and me. It's Leos, that's they do the most. So you can tell a Leo and Aries, they're whatchamacallit. The thing is with them, they are very like I can tell another Aries, because Aries, we got good energy. You know what I'm saying? We are good people and we have good energy. We like to laugh, we like to party. We got it all. I'm just saying, we the best.
Yo, I'm just loving this energy in this vibe. This is a damn good topic because the shade that was thrown, yo. I'm just saying, y'all, that was too funny. I'm here for it. But I would definitely say that the most predictable sign for me that I kind of pretty much encountered would either be definitely a Pisces or a Taurus. Because for a Taurus, like most of them are very confident and if you had to play a song for them, I think the best song that would like relate to a Taurus would be Beyonce's Ego, because I'm not going to say they're the most self-centered sign, but they are very confident in who they are, what they do, how they dress, how they act, how they speak, and they just do not care. Like, you can just kind of tell they're a Taurus, just off rip by the attitude. Because any other sign, like you said, with a Leo, it may be more like, well, I'm me, 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 me. Like a Leo versus a Taurus, I would say a Leo will kind of let you know their credentials. Like, okay, well, I know I can do this. I know I'm good at that. A Taurus is just, to me, overly cocky. Like they will literally be like, okay, well, I play basketball. I know I'm good at it. Okay, but you have somebody over here who's actually drafted and signed and actually really, really good, but a Taurus will not want to see that. It's just like they only see themselves. And not to like downplay them, but it's just most of the times you see that. And with the Pisces, it's kind of like not really Gemini craze, but it's more so you know exactly their mood swings. You know when they're happy, you know when they're sad. And me just dealing with two Pisces in my life, it's so predictable. Like you already know if you piss them off, they're going to let you know. Like they will not hide that. They will definitely let you know. They will sit next to you mad, arms folded, just the energy of it all. Like you would just know when they're mad. When they're happy, it's a good time. You'll know when they're obviously anybody will know when someone's happy. But I think that's probably the one sign that will always let you know when they're mad. Next to Gemini. All right. So interesting observations. So do you feel that relationships lean more on zodiac stereotypes?
Ew. I want to say yes, and then I want to say no. Because I kind of go back to what I said at first, like,
Right.
so scenario where I was going into was saying that if I am single and I'm talking to a sign that I've dealt with so much wrong in the past, and I'm talking to someone new that is that same way, I do feel like questions will pop up in that back alley in your brain, that little back voice that's in down the hallway on the left that's like, you already know what you dealt with. And you like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to tolerate it. I don't want to see it. And it has that, you have to have that push for it to go through it. That's what I was saying when I had to like kind of take myself out of my situation to kind of relate to that. Because in my situation, I can't really say that because there's not too many Aries that I've dealt with that are, bad when it comes to relationships and stuff. But I will say dealing with other signs that I've dealt with, that is something if I was single trying to go forward and all that, like it would definitely question something.
I would definitely say that it does play a lot when it comes to relationships. I would say it influences it a lot because, like I said, when we look at the relationship factor of anybody, whether it's, gay, straight, or what have you, I think it just falls down on the fact of it's always going to be one of those deciding factors or stereotypes, as I mentioned. It's going to play that one indicator of, am I going to be with this person? Because again, we look at, okay, well, does this person look good? Does this person have a job? And are you a Scorpio? Oh, you're a Scorpio. Oh, my ex-husband was a Scorpio, or my ex-wife was da 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 da. And it's like, because you've been around that person for so long, or like Lavelle said, you've dealt with this sign. It's that back voice in your head that's basically, ourself, our little mini self, our little Jiminy Cricket that's just right there in the back of our head that's telling us, okay, look, why are you going to put yourself in this situation? If you already dealt with it, we don't want to be 5 years down the road, or let's not even say 5 years, 5 months down the road on the side of the road crying because this man done put his hands on you, beat your ass one good time, and now you here again after dealing with it, And again, and that's not to downplay domestic violence or anything like that, but it's just when you see signs, and not even just like zodiac signs in particular, but just those warning signs, because again, a zodiac may give a specific sign in your life that may trigger something that, okay, I've dealt with this before. How do I handle it? Do I just ignore it like the last time and get the same result? Or, you know what I mean? So I do feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to relationships, it does influence it a lot. It may not be the final factor of, okay, I'm going to be with you, but it's definitely going to cause some reservation. When let's say you have a strong Aries that wants to pursue a Scorpio, and that Scorpio may be like, okay, well, wait a minute, let me just chill, because again, with us, and just speaking from a Scorpio's mindset, we are misunderstood, and sometimes it takes the time for us to kind of really just decide what we really want, because we can have dealt with one sign before, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna walk with you, but you have to like give us time to actually decide if this is really what we want to do. Because like I said, when we get heartbroken, it's a whole nother piece of drama you don't want to deal with. So again, I think that's just me. I think personally it does influence relationships.
Let me add on to that.
Okay.
Because a Scorpio, in my opinion, they happen to play victim when a lot of things happen and when they do a lot of the shit. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all like to say that y'all are misunderstood. That's not the case, because, well, if you do a lot of things to people, you can't,
Now, now let's get in here real quick, and and this is not for all the listeners out there. I wish y'all could see.
Y'all misunderstood,
The
honey.
expressions in this right now. But anyway, and I don't disagree with what you're saying. Now, however, I'm not going to lie, there are some individuals that love to play victim. And I don't think, and I'm not gonna just say like just sound like I'm just defending my sign, but I think there are a lot of signs that will love to play victim in their own, excuses for whatever it is that they truly do. Because again, I think that often gives a lot of zodiacs, a bad impression. Like most people say Leos are just like you said, self-centered and selfish, when we hear the same thing about a Scorpio, or we hear the same thing about a Taurus or a Sag or Aries. And it's really one of those common traits, personality traits that gets passed around a lot. And I think that if one individual has, a trait of, okay, trust, they don't know how to trust. They just, spaz out every time a situation happens. And we like to just say, okay, well, you know what? That's a Scorpio's trait right there. They're selfish as fuck. That's not the case, because you may have a Leo that is exactly the same way. So I will agree with you on that to a point. I'm going to say about a good 75% of, what you said when it comes to a Scorpio being, victims, because I don't think that's just a Scorpio trait by itself. I think that's almost in every zodiac. You're going to have one person that plays victim because they don't want to own up to what it is they've done to that person. So that kind of makes it, again, like as we're having a conversation now, it's like, oh, that's a Scorpio thing. No, it's not. You have everyone else that has some of those same exact traits, but we see it talked about more often with a Scorpio. But you know what I mean? So I just think it plays a huge factor in it. Like it really does. And sometimes we get in the way of that, of what real love is, because again, we let zodiacs decide our fates. And that's not always the case. So, speaking of, what is the worst sign that you guys have ever encountered and why?
Gemini.
Oh.
And I am going to sit up there and flat out and say it like that. Gemini. I had a friend that was a Gemini, and we did things. End up catching feelings for each other or whatever. This is, years ago. Let me say this. Years ago, me living in Virginia. This is years ago. So I want to put that out there. Listen, and we decided to be friends. Everything cool. Every dude I would bring around, I kid you not, he would not like them. Like, I don't like them. This, that, and the third. But then, a couple weeks later, he turned around and he was sleeping with half of them. So it was like, ooh. That's why I don't fuck with Geminis like that. But it's so crazy because it's like I got a couple friends that are Gemini that I click with them. But when they moody, they already know, all right, Gemini, you being a Gemini, so you stay over here. I ain't fucking with you today. But Gemini is definitely the worst. That's the worst sign.
Right. And I don't want to cut you off, Lavelle, real quick, but I just want to like mention, like pretty much like we were just talking about, like just what you said, for a Gemini to basically go under you and do what they did, sleeping with all these other friends and whatnot. And again, we associate that to all Geminis, you know what I mean? Because we feel like, okay, well, that's just a Gemini thing. When I can speak on the fact that I know a Pisces that has done the exact same thing to me. So it's like, I think that's a trait. That's a common trait that's found in certain zodiacs, and that may just truly be a Gemini one that's carried out a little bit more. I haven't really met a lot of Geminis, but I know a lot of them. The term that I get when I think of a Gemini is very manipulative, mischievous, and they just have that underlining like, okay, I'm going to have my way, and I don't care what happens, I'm going to have my way. So I definitely will say I agree with the overall, aura of a Gemini, but that one trait of, okay, manipulation, I think that can float under a Pisces as well too. So, Lavelle, what were you going to say for your sign?
Oh, I had the same
Gemini.
Gemini.
Oh Lord, we some Gemini haters.
I mean, shout out to the people who are on my friends list of Geminis, but it's just almost every Gemini I've met, I've always have a cringe towards.
Yeah.
Almost every single Gemini I've met, it never feels like, oh, you know how they got them two sides, and it's like, okay, I get that one side that we just love. I'm like, oh yes, you're amazing. Then when that other side just come on, like bad weather, it's like, oh, honey, send her back. Reverse, switch out. To the
How
left.
Okay.
about
That's
yourself,
it.
Anthony?
What?
I said, how about yourself, Anthony?
Oh, okay. I would say my worst sign. I'm not. I'm not gonna down a Pisces like that. We're not here to bash any sign in particular, but I mean, yes, I've had my share of a lot of Pisces. I don't know why I just keep running into them things, but I would definitely say, honestly, I'm gonna say a Taurus. I'm not.
Mm.
I don't want to say it's the worst sign, but it's just one of those signs that can make you almost step out of character for a moment. Like not because you feel threatened, like 'cause I don't ever feel threatened by anybody. I mean, because it's like again, you have this front of okay, your accolades and everything that you've done. When you look at a Leo, like I said, they'll let you know, okay, well, I have this. I can back it up with a receipt. But with the Taurus, it's like, okay, you have it, but do you really? Like, do you own all of it? Do you just own a piece of it? You know what I mean? It's like it's one of those signs. It's like, okay, let's take zodiacs out of the question for a minute. You're around a friend, and you got that one friend that just swear up and down they just the shit. Like they just good at everything. It's like you can be in a house and you just got that. Y'all seen that video that's like probably on YouTube or TikTok, and it's like I'll beat everybody ass in this house, and everybody looking crazy like who, what? Like that what gives me a Taurus. Like that's literally the aura of a Taurus. And I met one, and it's just like you cool, but until you start feeling like okay, we're gonna just trash talk. We don't care who's around. Like you just can't be touched. That's pretty much like my sign right there. That's just kind of like no. Yeah, so I definitely say we definitely wage war against the Geminis and the Tauruses at Clutch and Chill. But at the end of the day, I will say it is all love. It is all love. So yeah, that was a very interesting topic, you guys. Like, I mean, I think that's probably one of the most interesting topics we've had so far on this season of Clutch and Chill, and I enjoyed it honestly. Like, I really did, and it kind of really got to open up a little bit more about you guys because as much as I already know like Lavelle and his personality, but like really just seeing yours, Jaheim, like as an Aries, you kind of do give me like a different side of an Aries that I've never seen. So it's very interesting.
What type of side you ain't never see?
You know,
Us Aries, we a little sensitive at times.
I think that's what it is. Like I think the side more so that's interesting to see is how like it's I think it is the sensitivity side because most of them are very, loud and just loud.
We ain't ghetto. We ain't ghetto. That's one thing.
I didn't
I can't speak for the other ones out there, but
I
because a
didn't
lot of people, I know you ain't say it, but a lot of people they think because when you loud, they think ghetto and ratchet. First of all, that's not here for me. Let me put that out there on the podcast. I ain't ratchet and I ain't gonna be ghetto. That ain't my style. No shade for the people that are, but
Okay, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and just wind things down with our chill down segment. So with all the bashing and the information that you guys have heard today, we're gonna just go around the call and just say what would be the most beautiful, precious sign that you have ever encountered and why.
who wants to go?
Leo.
And we ain't see. That's what I mean. There's a self-centered thing. You know it ain't no Leo. You know it ain't no Leo.
And is.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say for me, since everyone's trying to jump off the board, I would say for me, yes, I'm going to say it is a Leo for me, just because prior to me really coming to social media and everything, a lot of my friends were primarily like Virgos and like Scorpios and Sags. It was very rare to find a Leo. You know, like it was really, really rare that I had like a Leo friend. So until I actually started making more friends, and then it was came to a point where I met Lavelle, and then he's a Leo. We like I'm not gonna lie, like we've had our moments where it's just like okay, we butted heads, but it's never been like a Taurus or like a Sag, and because I'm not gonna speak about this one sign in particular because it got to the point where I literally was, and I'm not gonna like drop a name or anything because we're cool now, but having somebody pick you up, you hanging out with your friends, go to a beach like in another city or whatever, get mad and leave you there.
Ooh.
But
That was
right.
definitely a Gemini, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't a Gemini. It wasn't a Gemini. What's at the end of No, it wasn't a Pisces. September.
That is going into what, Virgo and
Yeah, the end of September.
Libra, probably.
I want to say so, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, we're all good now. But it's just I've never had like a Leo friend. So when I met Lavelle, it was like very, very interesting. It clicked. Like we just like bonded really well. And like I said, like what relationship doesn't have its bumps in the roads, but it definitely smoothed out over time. And then for like my other friend, shout out to Leon, and he's a Leo, and he kind of educated me a little bit on that because when best friend was going through a lot and everything, I did not know that his best friend, his bestie, is a Scorpio, and not knowing, I mean he's not really into the zodiac signs, but he knows a lot. He's a very like educated guy. That those two signs actually go really well together as like friends, and I'm just like, oh wow, and they've been friends just about as long as me and Lavelle have been friends, so I could see it. So I would definitely say that one thing about a Leo, they are very loyal, very, very loyal, and will have your back. So I definitely would say those are like the one sign that has been like a blessing to my life and a different change for me.
Well, I feel like I thought we were talking about relationship wise, like.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be like a relationship, but like just something that, like, what sign has basically, brought joy to your life, or what sign do you personally just get along with the best?
The sign that brought joy to my life is obviously a Libra, because that's my mother. She's the reason why I am here. But on a
Well, damn,
affectionate,
this made me feel bad right now. Lord.
on an affectionate side, honestly, I would probably have to go with the Scorpio. And even though we had our ups and downs or whatever the case may be, but I can tell you, I don't think nobody know me like that, man. So I'm gonna stay on that. I don't really want to get into too much.
You don't want to get into your feelings, y'all. We don't want to get into feelings here on Clutch and Shit. We don't believe in that. We don't believe in feelings.
Lately, I ain't been in my feelings.
And we're gonna get out of those feelings, and we're gonna let Lavelle go ahead and end it off for us with his sign, and let him take us out of here on our favorite.
I said it was a Leo.
Oh yeah. We're gonna close it out, y'all. He said it's Leo, y'all.
No, can we be for real? You know you ain't no Leo.
I'm gonna go
Give Cam that shout out.
I'm gonna do my husband, which he's an Aries, and I've known him for like that will be done, that shall be done. I've known him for a very, very long time, and we had the most craziest, fun, entertaining journeys. So out of sign wise, I can say Aries, like we've been